Choosing a simple life isn't about giving up. It's the most radical act of rebellion in the modern world. The most natural reaction you have to the modern world is the very thing that guarantees your anxiety. It is the instinct to justify your peace. It happens in a fraction of a second. It is the critical, silent decision when someone asks you about your weekend, your new purchases, or your career wins. And your honest, simple answer is just peace. The common person, exhausted by the noise, speed, and consumption, immediately scrambles. They panic. They apologize for their stillness. They justify their rest. I'm just recharging for a big project, they say. I'm planning to buy the next thing, or I'm just regrouping. This is the thesis. The second you justify your peace, you admit that it requires the world's permission to exist. You have already lost. The perception that you need more, that you must run faster just to keep up, becomes your reality. The world, obsessed with having, senses your apology. The law is relentless. The man who justifies his own simplicity lowers himself, but the man who simply is simple forces the world to question its own excess. Why does this defense fail every time? First, you lose your peace. Justifying your rest rarely convinces the world, which is addicted to speed. In fact, it transfers the power over your own happiness away from you and gives it to the tribunal of performance. Second, you accept their frame. By explaining yourself, you accept the fundamental frame of modern society, that more is better, that fast is better, that having is better than being. You give this sick culture the authority to judge your soul. Third, you create the appearance of lack. Even when you are perfectly content, full, you look like you are empty. Why? Because only the truly dissatisfied, only the truly empty, rush to explain what they are missing. The tactics of the truly present are different. Those who are use their presence as a mirror. They transform the pressure to have back onto the questioner, making the accelerated world suddenly look desperate, emotional, and hollow. This is the difference between control and comprehension. The majority, the weak, are desperate to be understood. They seek validation. They want to be seen as successful, as busy, as worthy. The soul, the strong, does not seek validation. It seeks plenitude. It seeks only to be reacting to the pressure. Defending yourself against insults like lazy, or unambitious, or stagnant, proves that you still care about their game. You surrender your most human, most revolutionary weapon, your authentic presence. The one who explains submits. They submit to the rhythm of the world, but the one who is simply present forces others to fill in the gaps, and they will almost always overestimate the power of your inner peace. This is the game turn. Your non-reaction, your refusal to justify your own contentment, disconcerts the accuser. They are left alone with their own noise. They begin to doubt their own hurry. Let's make this practical. Scenario 1. The social attack. This is the dinner party. Everyone around the table is comparing their latest acquisitions, their promotions, their exotic vacations, their hustle. This is an implicit attack on your simplicity. The play? Absolute calm. Total presence. You listen. You genuinely listen. You ask questions, but you feel zero need to compete. You do not add your own trophies to the pile. The result? The entire focus of the room shifts. It shifts away from your lack of trophies and onto the quality of your presence. Your calm speaks louder than their noise. You have just flipped the social frame of what success truly means. Tactic 1. Cold sufficiency. This is when the attack is direct. Don't you want more from life? You seem so stagnant. The play. When presence alone isn't enough, you must affirm your state without defending it. You do not explain. You state, I am exactly where I need to be. The questioner stumbles. They expected an apology. They expected a long justification, a 5-year plan. Now, their anxiety is reflected back at them. They are forced to confront their own restlessness. Scenario 2. The professional environment, hustle culture. The attack. A colleague undermines your peace. I don't know how you manage to leave at 6 p.m. every day. Things are on fire here. The simple move. You lean back. You pause. You redirect the performance. You do not defend your boundary. You make them defend their lack of one. That sounds intense. I hope it's worth it for you. The result? The attacker is forced to confront the cost of their own performance. They are now being evaluated by their exhaustion, not by their success. Scenario 3. Relationships. The pressure to consume. The attack. An emotional accusation. If you really loved me, we would have bought that new car by now. The play. Do not discuss the item. Do not argue about the car. Respond with the essence. What I value is our time together, not the things we have in the garage. The result? The partner is left uncertain. You have taken control of the emotional rhythm by prioritizing being over having. Tactic 2. The disappearance. This is the coldest tactic, the digital detox. The play. You completely and totally ignore the arena of digital performance. You do not post. You do not react. You do not scroll. You do not compare. You simply live offline. The result? This breaks the logic of the algorithm. The social media feed needs your validation. It needs your reaction, even if it's just your envy. It self-destructs trying to get a reaction from you, and it fails. You have starved the beast by refusing to feed it your peace. Tactic 3. The judo flip. This is the art of reframing the void. The play is to transform their accusation, the accusation of lack, into a spotlight on their weakness, which is their noise and their excess. When they say, you're too quiet, you're stagnant, you reply, it's strange how calm makes people so uncomfortable. When they say, that lifestyle is too simple, it's basic, you reply, only people who need too much fail to see the abundance in enough. The result? The world of having is now forced to justify its own complication. This reveals the farce of appearance. Chasing the appearance of success admits the lack of essence. The person who truly is seems too composed, too centered, to be shaken by what they do not have. The fatal error is trying to prove your happiness. Trying to prove your peace validates the other person's judgment. It hands them the leash. Scenario 4. The digital attack. The online world, the culture of the perfect digital self, accuses you of being irrelevant. The play. Do not defend your irrelevance. Reframe it as power. Example. You post, if you post at all. People will always call you poor when they realize they cannot buy your peace. The result? The accusation is reframed. Simplicity is no longer a weakness. It is an emblem of true, unattainable wealth. This is the arsenal of the strategist, the arsenal of the soul. You have 3 primary tools. 1. Presence. This is your default. Your calm is the answer. 2. Silence. Your refusal to participate in the noise, which reframes the entire narrative. And 3. Affirmations of sufficiency. Short, sharp, precise truths about the power of being, not having. The core of the simple life is this: do not beg to be seen as successful. Challenge them to see you as disinterested in their game. Being misunderstood, but at peace, is infinitely better than being predictable. A predictable person is easy to sell to. They are easy to manipulate with anxiety. This is the difference between a rich reputation and a full reputation. A rich reputation is fragile. It depends on having a full reputation. A reputation of plenitude prevents people from casually attacking you with consumerism and hurry in the first place. This is the final evolution. The aura, it is an imperturbable presence, not by accident, but by design. It is a centeredness that makes the noise of modernity and the pressure to have simply evaporate before they can even reach you. This is the myth of silence. Your silence, your non-consumption, your non-reaction, your non-posting, creates a myth. The exhausted human mind fills that vacuum with assumptions of strength and peace. And this is the final paradox: social leverage. If you remain calm, if you refuse to justify your contentment, the exhausted, hurried people around you will feel an uncontrollable impulse to defend you. They will start to ask you how you do it. How do you build this? Practical steps. Stop correcting people's perception that you are lacking. Use closing phrases about your own sufficiency. Practice physical stillness. When confronted with chaos and hurry, the goal is not strength. Strength reacts to the blow. The goal is abundance. Abundance doesn't even recognize the blow was thrown. The goal is to live in a state of being. In this state, you define your sufficiency. You must stop living in a state of defense, where you are forced to justify everything you do not have. I am speaking to the survivor, the one who has survived the need for validation, the one who is exhausted by the digital performance, the constant noise, and the sickness of endless consumption. If this is you, I ask for one symbolic act, a declaration. Comment below with the phrase, "My presence is my answer." And if you wish to join this refuge, this fortress that rejects the noise of outside approval and returns to the essential, then subscribe to this channel. Go now and let your being be your definition, not your justification.